So I was looking at that first ward you placed just to even see if it would be up when the Maokai would get to his red. That's why I checked the Briar to see if the Briar would have been at her red at that red if she was doing the jungle, since Maokai ganked mid. And Briar, when that ward timed out, Briar had not yet gotten to blue buff, so it would have been close. I would say just make sure you're actually getting value out of that first ward. You trade with this guy early on, level 1. Pretty close trade. Get level 2, get some AutoZone. Yeah, you have the Ignite, so you're pretty much always going to win. See, this guy really kind of runs it down to you. You can see he wants to step up and get that CS right there. He steps up, he misses the CS, you get the pillar, you get the kill. He doesn't flash. Yeah, I mean, that guy just straight up ends. He should have just backed and teleported, 30 seconds ago, 45 seconds ago, before he died. If Wukong just backs and teleports back to lane, he's in the same exact position he's in now, except he hasn't died and gave you a free kill. And you're also low HP in the top lane, and he has an HP advantage on you, so you have to back, and you don't have teleport to get back to the lane. So, from Wukong's perspective, I mean, he completely griefed the lane and the game for himself, because he should have recognized that you committed your teleport, or not your teleport, your Ignite already. He could have just backed, healed the fool, teleport back to lane. And now he has an HP advantage on you, and you don't have a teleport to get back to lane. So he can start building like a small XP advantage. But now he just pushes the lane in. You get it all. Briar walks up. This is a really bad gank because she should see that Wukong's full HP. And that obviously the wave was under your tower. So that's never gankable. She shouldn't really even be coming up there. She's just wasting time. She's recalling now. She should have just recalled earlier. She would already be at her Krugs right now. Let her about to spawn. Yeah, so now you just have an XP advantage on this guy, plus you have an item advantage. You should pretty much always, I mean, I can't see how you could really lose the lane from here. He also bought a cloth armor. Doesn't seem that good. Especially since Trundle, steals defensive stats. He should probably just be building into his first item. Instead, he slowed himself down 300 gold. Yeah, you did drop your pink, which is good. I was wondering if you were going to drop your pink. You still have your trinket. So you didn't even really need to buy the pink, but I guess it's fine. If anything, I would have rather you. It would have been really nice. Here's a really good. You've hard stomped your lane, but Maokai is still getting grubs for free. Imagine you put your pink where you put it, and you run, and you just take this extra couple steps to just drop your trinket on the grubs. So Maokai comes up. You see him coming. It's maybe he could get onto you and they could both kill you in like the perfect situation for them, but it'd still be really hard. Wukong's somewhat pushing the lane. I'm guessing you're somewhat afraid of Maokai right now. You're not thinking about like 5 minutes. You should hard be thinking about Grubs being up. You shit on this guy. I mean, you're going to shit on this guy for the rest of the game. It just sucks that this guy gets to take these for free. When really, let's see how much mana you finish with. So let's say, I mean, I guess you just want to push this in. It's hard to tell without like really looking at all the minions. You might have just been able to let it sit, and it looked like it might push to you slightly, or it would just sit in the middle of the lane, and you could have probably went down. And this is a level 4 Maokai tanking Grubs. You walk up to him after this kill. You don't have a ton of HP, you don't have a ton of mana, but I'm guessing you would walk up to him and just start slapping him out. I don't think it's terrible though that you just push in the lane. I think it's fine, but you should definitely be thinking about Grubs and like even just using your vision on Grubs because you still had to drink it through all this, if I'm not mistaken. So you could have at least let your team know that Grubs were being taken before the message pops up that all the Grubs are gone, and maybe your team can make a crossplay on the Dragon, which is what your jungler should be looking to do if they know that Maokai's on Grubs. But obviously your team didn't know where Maokai even was right there. So they're not really, your jungler is probably not even thinking about making a play, not to mention your jungler is really bad. His gank top, the gank attempt he tried top wasn't a good attempt, and then he's level 4, he just ran it down mid. He didn't make a cross play when Maokai did show top to gank you. That's when your jungler should be making a play on the other side of the map if she's down here, which she was. She is down here. So she sees Maokai top. She knows Maokai's top. Your bot lane knows Maokai's top. She's just sitting here. Crab up, Raptors up, all topside up, Dragon up. I mean, she has the right idea. You want to do what she did, but there's just it's fucking Lux Aurelian Soul, and she's way too deep. That play would have worked if it was like back here in this range, not like in this range. Let's go back. Let's see what happens though. I don't think I missed anything really. I mean, this lane is pretty much over. We've got a bunch of items, and Wukong pretty much still has nothing. Enemy team takes Dragon. I feel like this game, what you're thinking is that you're going to freeze and pretty much choke this Wukong out of the game. And I think it's a good play if your team is not like hard losing the game. And it's 3-5. You have 2 of the kills. I mean, look at the rest of the map. I mean, your bot is down 20 CS. Your mid is down 20 CS and is completely a fucking hard diffed. And you know your mid is, you know your jungle's bad, and you know that you've lost Grubs and you lost Dragon. So if your plan is to just sit up here and choke out the Wukong and play right here in this line right here, you're just going to lose this game. But I know you win this game. I picked a game where you actually won, and it looked like you played pretty good. So you somehow win this game. So I'm actually interested in how you guys actually win this game. Because I don't think you're looking to really press your advantage enough, especially right here when they're on dragon. You know they're on dragon. You have vision of dragon. You also get the dragon notification, but you're planning on just freezing out the lane. I think it's better to like maybe push, look for plates, start getting these plates down, especially before 13 minutes, 14 minutes, whatever the timer is for plates, and then you can even start going back here and proxy farming, get more plate dam. That's to just obviously it makes it really easy for you to get the creeps. It also is going to deny some creeps to Wukong. It's going to make him decide if he wants to come and fight you or give up gold under tower. So if you go and proxy farm here, you're basically forcing him to get off his wave and make a decision if he wants to catch the wave under tower or if he wants to fight you and give up that farm. If he chooses to give up the farm, then you're doing the same exact thing by freezing back here, except you're also going to be getting your minions into tower, which is going to slowly start to take down the tower. And it's going to end up getting you plates. You give a shutdown, this guy dying is worth nothing. This is a terrible death. Yeah, this is just a really bad death. If you're going to freeze back here, then you should be fighting him basically on the other side of the wave. If you were going to dive him like this, then you might as well just started proxy farming and hope he started fighting you or something. Because you die? Oh my god, this is going to be a disaster. 4, 5. I mean, you lose all of this, right? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 minions. Plus maybe more. Holy shit. Like the gold swing that you just gave up is insane. Like if this game is any closer, like we already established how fucking far behind your team really was in this game. If the enemy team just played normal. And the gold swing you just gave up is ridiculous. It's crazy. You just lost so many minions. We counted 12 and then you lost what, 6 more that came in? Yep. So you lost 12 that we counted, 1 a cannon, and you lost 6 more. You lost 18 minions and you gave a shutdown to Wukong. And you gave a plate to Wukong. Because obviously that huge ass minion wave, we were talking about proxy in the way back here to get the chip damage on the plates. And that's exactly what happened to your tower. The 18 minions hit your tower, and Wukong gets a plate and a shutdown, and you lose 18 minions. Not to mention the XP. I mean, it's a crazy swing. Like you win this game, and like you're still in a decent spot, but like you look at the items now. Wukong's down 20, but he got a plate and he got a shutdown. He's on Warhammer or Boots 2. You're on Warhammer Scepter Boots 1. He's really not that far behind anymore. He's behind what? Probably like half an item. Maybe a little more. But he's definitely happy with how the game started because there was no world he was going to ever come back. And look, you don't even have a plate. You hard stomp this lane and he's gotten 2 plates. Almost he's going to collect its second plate here, and you haven't even collected 1 plate. Like, that's crazy. That is a crazy gold swing. And yeah, he decides to fight you because it's a lot closer. Like, think about how he actually kills you 1v1. That's how much the gold swung. When you've lost 18 minions and in a plate and a shutdown, that he actually is able to just 1v1 you from a state where you didn't get ganked, you didn't have anybody on your team at you. You like went for a very crazy play that lost you a ton of gold and allowed him to end up solo, resulted in him solo killing you 1v1 from a game state where he should not ever be able to play. But luckily, your team did catch up this game somehow. Somehow your team has caught up. Ryer's getting some ganks off. This isn't iron support in this game. I'm not surprised that he's running it down. Yeah, not really sure what's going on down there. I mean, this was a pretty pure 1v1 top kind of game. Maokai comes up. It's a gank. At this point, Wukong is not behind in XP anymore. You did have a level lead on him at one point, but now he's not behind. Now he's happy to fight you. I mean, he fought you earlier with his ultimate up and killed you, so obviously he's like thinking that he can kill you. This is a guy that completely ran it down. Level 2, by the way. So you are up some experience here. You did hit level 10. Yeah, this game when you see when Wukong, when fucking Maokai and the enemy team took the first dragon, I just feel like you should have been pressing your advantage some. Especially when you realize your team's getting shit stomped. If your team's getting shit stomped, the only way you're going to win this game is by taking this tower down and taking all of these plates to get all that bonus gold, and then start pressuring the second tier tower and dragging people up towards you, and playing well enough, getting your vision, moving your vision into the topside jungle so that you can see people come and play smart enough to clear the waves, have pressure, and back off at the same time, and hope that you relieve some pressure on the rest of the map so that your other lanes can get back into the game. I mean, imagine your team doesn't come back in this game. Like, because the reality is you didn't really have any impact on this game. Like, there's no point in looking at mid or bot or seeing how your team came back because you didn't have any impact in it. Like, nothing's happened in the top lane. Neither of the top laners have moved. Neither have teleported. I mean, that play that you just made, I would have liked. I mean, I don't know if it's ever really good, but earlier in the game when you can actually start pressuring the plates, maybe if you're like pressuring plates and then you can get a trade like that off, maybe it's decent because you do deny the wave that comes in there. I mean, you have Demolisher, you've got 0 Demolisher. If you're taking Demolisher, you're trying to hit the tower, right? But we're 15 minutes in and you haven't hit the tower at all, really. Neither of the top laners moved for like a crab or to help the enemy jungler or to like fight on grubs or to dragon or anything, or like no plays were actually made in this game from the top lane. You dive this guy. I don't think this is a bad. I mean, it's not bad because you're trading on him. I can't tell if like you had a shutdown or not because like the summoners and stuff are bugged. But yeah, he loses the wave there, which is kind of nice. If you're playing high pressure, if you're playing high econ, if you're actually farming well, you have 88 farm at 15 minutes. Obviously, that is fucking piss poor, especially for a game where Maokai really didn't have much impact on your lane. He showed up once for a gank. You had it pink boarded. You backed off. You went and did grubs. that's not really costing you any minions. And then he did show up again and use his ultimate. But at that point, I mean, I'm guessing your farm is still pretty bad. At 12 minutes, you're at 70. 8, you're at 48. $57 at 10. This is where you traded and lost, what did we count, 18 minions? This is where a lot of your CS went down. Imagine instead of 57 CS, you were at 70 CS. Or not 70 CS, but 70 CS. Say you got 13 out of those 18 minions. And you were at 70 CS at 10. That's not bad. 70 CS at 10 is at least respectable. But you're obviously, you lost a lot of minions there. A lot of gold. You're not even really strong in this game, even though you had an insane start because this guy griefed. I'm trying to look at the CS numbers. I mean, I'm trying to see if your CS ever actually good. Because you did trade with him. You traded with him hard early on, so your CS is not going to be like perfect or anything. You're not going to be like hitting fucking 6 out of 6 of the wave or anything where you're trading with him like this, which is good. What you just did right there, level 5 versus level 4, you traded on him. You got a really good trade. That's funny because someone on your team pinged Grubs. I wonder if it was you. Right there, you did nothing, right? Someone pings Grubs. I think it's you. I don't know. It could have been you. Because you shove in, you realize, okay, I got a really good trade off against this Wukong. He's low. He can't fight me. I got all I could get, and I got the fucking wave in. Why are you standing here? Like, what is going on here? You back off and look. You back off. You see this guy coming. Someone ping Grubs. That's where you could have backed off and like went and got some vision on Grubs or something. Let's go back to the where we were the 88 CS at 1530. That's just never going to be good. You're missing so much gold. 100 CS right now would be bad. Obviously, in this game, Zed is popping off, has 117 farm, but he has 9 kills at the same time. He obviously gave up some of his waves to roam and get kills, but he's still at 117, which is pretty decent considering he has 9 kills and he probably roamed a bunch. Nobody else in this game is farming. Your jungler has 65 farm at 16 minutes. If I'm jungling, if I'm playing a somewhat like any jungler really, 70 farm at 10 minutes is like pretty good. So having 70 at 16 minutes is just absolutely awful. He's way behind. He's going to get gapped by any jungler that knows what's going on in the game. Like he's going to get gapped. Not exclude every single play he made and all the bad plays he made and pretty much any decision he's made. He's going to get gapped just off of his farm and his decision to farm and his decision to gank. Like he needs to take his fucking camps down. You can't have 69 farm at 17 minutes and you're never going to be strong. You're never going to kill anybody halfway decent at the game. If anybody is playing halfway decent and you have 70 farm as the jungler at 17 minutes, then I hope you have 20 kills. Because you can see he's got some kill participation. He's got 1.5 items. Zed is fat. Look at Zed. Zed's on 2.5 items with full boots. It's like we're still a lot of people with just tier 1 boots in this game. 3 people on your team with tier 1 boots. Zed's got two full items: a brutalizer, a longsword, a refillable pot, and full boots. Like this Zed is insanely strong. This Zed deserves to win the game. Without even watching how he played, like you can just tell he played good. Like he's very strong. He's very far ahead. He's got a high economy right now. This is a game you win, but this is a game you're going to lose. Like most of the time, you're going to lose this game because you didn't farm well. You didn't take your tower until 18 minutes. You have your Trundle, you have Demolisher, you have like your goal is you don't have teleport. Your goal is to split push this game, right? And your tower goes down at 18 minutes. You're going to lose this game a lot. Like, no, you didn't play terrible. I mean, it's hard to say. Like, you could look at this game and say, okay, I didn't play terrible. I didn't run it down. I'm 6-3-3, but you're 6-3-3, but you're not that strong. Especially in a game where people are actually playing halfway decent. Like 100 farm mid, 86 farm at, I mean, 20. We're approaching 20 minutes, and these farm numbers, that's not going to cut it against people that are actually farming decent. Imagine that Wukong doesn't completely troll you in the early game. You're probably playing from behind. You can't take it. I mean, this tower can't drop at 18 minutes. The first tower can't drop at 18 minutes when you have that big of a lead. I didn't look why you went bot lane, but I'm sure it was fine. I don't know. To me, nothing else in the game really matters. Like, it doesn't seem like you achieved what you really wanted to do in this game as your character. And you made an insane mistake that's going to lose you most games. And you didn't really help your team with anything. That's crabs. That's vision in the enemy topside jungle. That's grubs. That's dragon. Your farm was bad. You didn't pressure tower.